Okay, so if you do say jiu-jitsu or grappling or MMA 3+ days a week, do you need to do extra cardio? And my thing for most people, they don't, because you're getting a ton of cardio while doing jiu-jitsu. It's a great cardio workout. So in my mind, people who want to do more than that, they would do this for three reasons. They think it's going to help with fat loss. They want to get leaner. They want their heart to be healthy, or they just want to be a healthier person, and they feel like cardio does that. And that's true. Or they, for performance reasons, maybe they feel like their condition like sucks with jiu-jitsu, and they want to improve that. Or maybe they have another event that they want to do. Like maybe you want to do a 5K, or you want to run a marathon. So those are the three reasons. So what you have to understand is that we have limited recovery ability, especially if we're stressed out, we're not sleeping well, and we're not really eating well. That's going to limit how well we recover. And if we don't recover, a lot of times our motivation will drop. We'll get hurt more. We'll get sick more. A lot of bad stuff happens because whenever we stress the body, your body has to adapt in some way. And if you don't give its resources to adapt the way you want your body to adapt, like, get better at jiu-jitsu, get stronger, get more conditioned, if you just overwork it and don't allow it to recover, usually bad things that happen. You get sick, you can get hurt, you might get get stressed out, your motivation will drop, stuff like that. So let's hit the three main reasons why someone would want to do this. Fat loss. Now, what we have to understand is that a lot of times people think there's something magical about cardio. All cardio does is burn calories. You burn a crap load of calories with jiu-jitsu. If you're training jiu-jitsu 3 or 4 days a week and you cannot lose fat, it's not exercise. You're burning plenty of calories. You got to really look at your diet, your nutrition, how much you're eating, the quality of food you're eating, and then also look at your sleep too. That will slow things down. If you just try to outwork your diet, sometimes it works for some people, but usually what happens is that excess exercise can really drive up hunger. So you have all these cravings, and you'll probably overeat more. And like I said, you probably overtrain, so you'll get hurt more and you'll get sick more, and that'll stop you from working out and doing jiu-jitsu altogether. So really not my recommendation. The second reason is you want to have a healthy heart. Now, I use a heart rate monitor when I do jiu-jitsu. I do most of the time, and I can track the zones I'm in. So when it comes to like cardio, there's a bunch of different cardio, right? But there's 3 energy systems we can develop in a body that basically helps us stay alive and helps us do certain tasks. So you have low intensity, which is aerobic training. Then you have anaerobic training. Usually anaerobic training is broken down to 2 things, which is like elatic, which is the ability to do something really fast, but you can't do it for a long time. So it's like a all-out sprint. And then you have the lactic system, which is still high intensity, but you can't do it. It's a little lower intensity than a lactic, but you can usually do it for maybe 30 seconds to 90 seconds. All right, so like when I track this, with at least how my instructor does jiu-jitsu classes, I usually get a good combination of all 3. I get 30 minutes of warming up and drilling and technique, and that keeps my heart rate in like the low intensity zone for a good 30 minutes. And then for the last 30 minutes when we're rolling, we usually go 5 minutes on, 1 minute off. So I'm getting some interval and getting some very high intensity training. So that's when my heart rate is really skyrocketing. It's going into the blue zone, which is like the 160, 170 beats per minute, and the really high intensity, which is like the 180 to 190. So I'm getting all 3 of the condition systems while I train. So for most people, if you train jiu-jitsu in that manner 3 or 4 days a week, you're getting plenty of conditioning to get all the benefits from heart health. Now, what I do is I'll sometimes do some low intense exercises on off days, because low intense exercise can speed up recovery process, and the aerobic system doesn't. Because it's not so intense, it adapts better by doing it more frequently. Where the high intensity methods, because they're high intensity, they usually respond better to making sure they're intense, only do them a few days a week. So I don't usually do any more high intensity sessions, because I am doing either kickboxing or grappling so many days a week. And the third thing is performance. Now, if you want to increase your performance, say you don't feel like it's affecting your jiu-jitsu because maybe you're breathing heavy or you can't really perform, or maybe you have a special event like you want to run a 5K or a marathon, then that's fine. You can just do the conditioning. But I would refer back to my old video where I talk about you got to really make sure you're recovering well, because again, if you don't know what you're doing and you're just doing like random cardio stuff on top of jiu-jitsu, again, you can get sick, you can get hurt, and it's probably going to end bad. So you need to know You need to know how to train properly and make sure that you're structured in a way that you can still recover, so that one, you don't get sick or you don't get hurt, but you'll actually increase your performance. You're not just beating yourself into the ground. So I hope that helps out. If you're considering or you're doing lots of cardio on top of your jiu-jitsu, I hope that helps you figure out like if you should maybe keep on doing that or maybe cut back some.